Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Guys, my preview for Super Bowl 48 is already up, so be sure to check that out. But beyond that, I wanted to give some more in-depth analysis on some of the matchups and key players in Super Bowl 48. And the term X Factor is thrown around a lot in the media to indicate players that we all feel could have a huge impact on the game. And when trying to figure out who the X Factor I thought would really come to the forefront for the Seahawks, it was really hard for me to focus, on just one singular player. And I chose to focus on the following guys: Michael Bennett, Chris Clemons, Cliff Avril, Tony McDaniel, Clinton McDonald, and of course, Red Bryant. And if you're familiar with the Seattle Seahawks, you know that those are the members of the Seattle Seahawks defensive line, their front four. And I chose to focus on these guys because, first of all, they've had a very under-the-radar good season on a team that gets a lot of credit for their secondary or for even the linebacker play headed by Bobby Wagner or the exploits of certainly Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson on the offensive side of the ball. It's this defensive line who has combined for 33 of the 49 sacks that the Seahawks have. It's this defensive line that I think is going to be the key to them winning Super Bowl 48. When you wake up Monday morning, these might be some of the household names that I just mentioned that really come to the forefront. If you remember, I kind of look back to when the Giants defeated the Patriots in the first Super Bowl, one with which they were playing a high-powered offense, then the most high-powered offense in NFL history, kind of similar to how the Seahawks will go up against the most powerful offense in NFL history in this one. And after the game, the names Justin Tuck, O.C. Umenyiora, really came into the national consciousness when Giants fans knew all along how important those guys were to their team. And I think that's what you're going to get with these Seahawks front four. First and foremost, getting pressure on Peyton Manning. Can Brandon Mebane, Red Bryant get that push up the middle? All right. Can Clinton McDonald get that push up the middle to put pressure in the face of Manning to get him off his spot? And then, of course, the pass rush specialist, whether it be a Michael Bennett or a Cliff Avril, can they get that edge and really put pressure on Manning from that aspect as well? I think it's going to be an absolutely key part to this game because you have to remember, although the cover guys on Seattle are very good, Manning this year is 2.3 seconds from snap to throw. That's how quick he's been getting rid of the ball. And if you've watched these first two playoff games against San Diego in the divisional round and New England in the conference championship, they've been giving him way too much time to throw. He hasn't even hit the ground, I don't think, in either game. And you saw how he's able to precisely pick apart the defense when that's the case. So I look at them as being a key from that factor, getting Manning off his spot. Pick that spot, whether it's a 3-step drop or a 5-step drop or a 7-step drop. Pick those spots, for those to where those defensive linemen for Seattle have to get. And if they're able to meet Manning at those spots during the game and move him around, make him shuffle his feet, maybe force a throw off the back foot, that all affects the rhythm of this Denver Broncos offense, an offense that, again, is the most prolific in NFL history. And, obviously the play of the defensive line will be helped by the corners and vice versa. Right? If the corners are jamming well at the line, it'll probably give the defensive line a little bit more time to get there, and vice versa. If the defensive line of the Seahawks can get to Manning, maybe force some errant throws, it could leave that secondary, in a position to certainly make some plays. And obviously on top of Manning quelling the running game of the Broncos, especially if the weather happens to be bad, and will be big, and these guys up front will obviously play a huge part in that. But I think more as far as getting after Manning. If they're not able to get after Manning and Manning's able to sit back there and pick them apart, I know the Seattle secondary is great, but it's still going to be a huge challenge for them if they can't get any pressure on Manning. And that's why I've really highlighted these guys again who combine the guys I've named: Bennett, Clemons, Avril, McDonald, Mebane, McDaniel, and Bryant. These guys have combined for 33 sacks. They've combined for some big plays as far as strip sack fumbles, returns for touchdowns. Big plays when they've needed it in crucial spots. And it has to continue, in my mind, in Super Bowl 48 for them to win. And again, that's why they're my X factor for the Seattle Seahawks. Guys, let me know what you think. Who do you look at as being the guy or group of players that the Seahawks need for to play well in order to win? Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. I'll be doing a video like this for the Broncos too. Again, be sure to check out my game preview and all my videos here on YouTube, guys. I have a whole lot of videos uploaded here. It's basically like an NFL library of analysis for you to check out. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.